Well, good day, my ladies and my gents. I am calling my 32 Ford rebuild um, done. I probably could go through and redo or paint up the door handles, but I actually think it looks a little cleaner that way without it. I also didn't put on the radiator cap that it's got on here. I think it just looks a little bit cleaner. But come on, sit straight. There you go. Had to file that down quite a bit to get it to fit. Um, let's start off with talking about the kit. The kit, I'm not going to use dirty words. The kit is garbage. It's listed as a level 3, and I really think it's a level 3 because it's so hard to put together because things don't work. Fitment don't fit. So, yeah, it is a real problem. Just trying to get things to work out. So, working on my second cup of coffee. But anyway, uh, I can see areas where I basically did this as a test to check how I have progressed over the last 3.5 years. And while I have progressed quite a bit, I can see areas that I definitely could use improving, and I'm going to start working on that. That's what the whole idea is about, right? I do think this looks better than this one, just because it's. But anyway, of course, if you've been following this any at all, you'll know about some of the differences I've done, including wheels and tires, new rear end, interior parts, and a whole different engine. There's a stock engine. There's a 427 single overhead cam. Let me zoom it in a little. Any of y'all been watching knows what the 427 looks like when I had it out. Turned out the fan just wasn't setting right, and it was a little bit too close to the radiator. So I went ahead and popped it off. I had to file the little nub down on the pulley to get it to work right, and I put in a VCG. Uh, what is that? A 10-inch fan, I believe it is, right up there, because it just didn't quite work, and it was pretty much. And I even had to do a bunch of work on the firewall to get the air cleaner to clear. You can kind of see how I butchered that up. Um, but and this is the stock engine. It's a little Y block, and it's quite a bit smaller than it probably should be for being in scale. So, but it's a little bit of a glue bomb. But the amount of hassle that I had to try to get the stupid cab to stay on, and yeah, you can even see where I've goofed up paint there. This is the original. You come underneath all of the chrome parts, all of the chrome stuff. Yeah, it just so even the rear end, that is just flat horrible for the springs. Yeah, it's got a 4 link on the back, but hey, Gadfrey, it's ugly. You might could use. Oh, that's kind of loose there. Yeah, I had to throw a little bit of super glue on the bottom to get that motor mount to set or something. Yeah, I see kind of what the problem is, but it's going back up on the shelf when I get this done. But yeah, this is what it looks like. I didn't paint the underside of this, so it looks a little funny when you look at it, but 9 times out of 10, you're not really going to look at it. So it does come with some mock disc brake, kind of a deal here that kind of shows, well, maybe, but it doesn't have it all the way around. It just has a little thing with the calipers on it. What on earth? So anyway, uh, yeah, that's basically what you got. And now let's take a look at the new one. I could not get the windshield frame to fit, period. It just flat wouldn't. So I carved a little bit and angled it a little bit, and I've got it sitting out, kind of like they did back in ye olde days when they would uh, crack the window. It had actually had fittings on it where you could open the window and the air would come in on the bottom down here and come into the cab and bring you some fresh air. I had some real issues with the grill. You can see it's not straight. Um, neither is the cab, the body. But I finally got it to fit, and I couldn't get it to straighten up. I went ahead and glued it because I couldn't do it. Well, that means I couldn't use the crossbar like you have on, see here. Oh, just popped a glue joint. Okay. Um, yeah. Dummy me. Okay, emergency repairs. Um, but I wound up using these little headlight pods that came with the kit, and I still didn't, because of the way the holes are, and I even after I tried to drill them out, I couldn't quite get it to work. Let's see. I'm trying to do this looking through the camera. Okay, come on. Yay, it's stuck. So you can see the difference here. The bottom of the 427. I thought the red on there on the starter instead of black or something would look really cool. White. Let me see if I can get it just a little bit. There we go. Exhaust pipes are basically 3.2 millimeter tubing, plastic that I just gave a little bit of a bend at the end and then filed that smooth. I thought that came out looking pretty nice. Of course, no mufflers. You got tires like this and a motor like this, you don't use mufflers. Drive shaft is real simple. Hobby Link sells some aluminum tubing. Be careful, it bends easily, but one will actually fit inside the other, and there's 3 sizes, and I use these. And I just slide them together, get the U joints into either end, and it fits really nice into the smaller one. I have to take a little bit of the smaller tube and put it in the bigger tube to get the U joint to stay. And then I just glue them onto the ends, and then when I go in, I just slide it, put one end in, slide it up, get it lined up, and then slide it in place, and it's done. So, but you'll notice the lack of chrome on the front suspension. And and you can see where things just did not quite line up. And part of that, I think, is my fault. Lesson learned. When I carved out the body in order to give room for, for all of everything, I forgot to leave a little lip for the fenders to rest up against and line up against. And that caused me hassle. Lesson learned. I may get another one of these, another couple of 3 years, put it together and see how well I've done since. But yeah, but I got everything done. I thought it was pretty nifty though, but you can see where the body you can see the gap. But a lot of this is because, and I want to give a big shout out to Josh over at VCG Resins. I've been working with him for a better part of 3 years now, and he has encouraged me over the years to go out and beyond my comfort level, because at the time I was basically building box stock like this. So basically what was in the box is what I built. I might use some tires and wheels from another kit. I might use decals that I got aftermarket, but I rarely did anything beyond straight box stock, usually showroom stock. Occasionally I might do one where if it had 2 settings, I might, for the suspension height, I might put it a little bit lower, stuff like that. But I rarely did. So, but Josh got me out of my comfort zone and into doing stuff like this, in which case I've got a lot of carving to do. And I'm looking back at my 76 Caprice and the 64, 65, 66 Chevy pickup. Started as a Revell. It started as a 64 step side, or 65 step side, excuse me. I put a 66 fleet side bed on it, and I badged it for 64. So it's a 64, 65, 66 Chevy pickup that I did. And yeah, tubbed out the back end, used probably only about a third of the Revell kit on that, and on the Caprice, I probably used a similar amount of kit, maybe a third of the AMT kit. So I really want to thank Josh for pushing me to expand my comfort level to now I'm quite comfortable doing it. I'm just not as good as I could be, and I'm seeing some of the mistakes that I've made and that I need to improve. But I have greatly improved. Um, for starters, I'm not afraid to make a hot rod. I'm not afraid to go beyond what the kit is. And it's like this, because the radiator is sitting a little bit crooked, I had to do some work on the hood to get it to even fit. This one here, if I were to go about it, I probably should file off some of the bottom to get it to where it'll sit straight. But part of it you can see is the body cleanup. Let me zoom back in a little bit and tilt this. Some of the body cleanup that was done. Thought it looked better, just not quite as glossy. But the mold lines, you can see here, I still had some mold lines. Go around and look at the back. Get my fingers underneath them so I don't tear anything up. And you can see still got a little bit of work to do to get that a little bit better. You can still see some of the markings where I worked on it, but you have to get kind of close up to see it. It just looks a lot cleaner and a lot smoother than that. So, and I also got the tail light sides backwards. That is not a big deal. It's just that I got them backwards. But yeah, if it hadn't been for Josh and everything, I wouldn't have done that. I still think that looks cool though. And but at any rate, like I said, I can see how I have improved. I can see what needs improving. And so I'm going to start working on improving some of that. Some of the body prep, some of the, if I do an alteration to the frame or to the body, to work a little bit more and a little bit better to be sure that it fits right. So yeah, stuff like this. I know that there's stuff. I got the headlights a little crooked, but I didn't have the holes quite straight for them, and I can see that. And I know what I did. But when you get it up on the shelf, you're not going to really notice it. So, but painting, I've gotten a fair bit better at it. So, but all in all, I think that's kind of an odd. I guess it's, let me take a look at this. Okay, it's an artifact of the camera. I was looking, and right along here, it looks like the edge of the body is red. It's not. It's an artifact of the camera. This is actually white, and it's picking up some of the red inside. So, weird. Anyway, I've got another video coming. I've got a introduction video for the under 1,000 subscriber group build that Joe over at Big Sky Model Workshop has so graciously agreed to host this year. And hey, y'all get with it. I just might be able to do something with it next year. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, so I'm going to do a whole separate video on that, just so I'm not talking your ear off, because I've talked for almost 15 minutes now, and I don't think you'll want to listen to me anymore today. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Be sure and go visit bcgresins.com. Sign up for the newsletter, get updates when new things come out. Go shopping. When you go to the checkout page, be sure and use promo code Jester10. Save you 10% on the order. And Josh has got some really incredible things. And I looked a little while ago, and he's restocked his 427 engines. I don't remember if he's still got some of the Ford small block engines in stock again. Those are really nice. He has the he has the deluxe, but he's out of stock with the super deluxe, which comes with a 4-barrel carb and manifold and some bigger headers or bigger exhaust manifold. So, but anyway, enough of that. I'm hitting topping 15 minutes, and I will talk to y'all in the next video. B Tex signing out.